Welcome back to the show. You're watching Fridays in Athens. We are on site at Slaughter Field here at Athens Academy as the 5-4 Spartans are set to take on the 6-3 East Jackson Eagles. I'm your host, Rafa, Cruz, joined by Brooke, Evans, and Jackson, Rowland. And we'll check in with our colleague Trevyn in a little bit. But guys, we have a big game here tonight.
Huge.
High stakes, and a playoff spot is on the line for both of these teams. And if they want to win to get in, they're going to have to win tonight.
Yeah, like you said, Rafa, a huge game tonight, a lot on the line, high stakes for both the Eagles and the Spartans, as only one team advance and the other will see their season come to a close on this field behind us tonight. So the pressure is really laid on thick for these young men, and really what's going to be a matter of is who's going to manage this game better mentally and physically. I spoke with Coach Cameron over at East Jackson earlier this week, and he said the way that his team is approaching this game is with the mindset of whoever wants it more. So both these teams have had tough games here and there. The Eagles 3-1 in region and the Spartans 2-2 in region. So I think Cameron's got a really good point here tonight. It's going to be an even matchup. It's going to be a toss-up for who's going to win this tonight.
No doubt.
But what I think gives the Eagles a leg up in this match is this new win success. To start off the year, they had 6 straight wins, which is the longest in 14 years.
Big shift.
Huge shift for them. So I think not only are they going to play with their hearts tonight, but with grit. They've had a taste of success. They're hungry for more. So they're going to go out there, lay it all on the field, and just really prove themselves tonight.
That is impressive for this young team to start off 0-3 and turn it around and become 6-0 to have a chance to earn a spot in the playoffs. And the Spartan side of things, now they're looking to do the same thing.
Absolutely. And Brooke, it certainly is do or die. Coach Alexander knows that as well. Me and Rafa got the chance to head to practice on Wednesday. He said his team's embracing the pressure of a big game. Pressure is a privilege. We know that. Right. However, the tail of the tape doesn't really tell that story for Athens Academy so far this year. Have failed to close out big games where, in my opinion, they were the better team. They have plenty of talent, but will they be able to execute? Can they stay disciplined in a big game like this? Can they avoid some simple mistakes like special teams errors, fumbles, missed tackles, little things that negates the talent they have on the field? That's what's going to matter tonight. You mentioned that mental side of things. That's what it's going to come down to.
Big factor tonight.
Football is just as big as a mental game as it is a physical game. And you mentioned the importance of it. You guys highlighted the big parts of this game tonight. And you mentioned special teams errors, fumbles, missed tackles, stuff like that. The temperatures are starting to drop here at Slaughter Field, so it's going to get cold. The ball might get a little bit slick. So that's good.
Start shaking.
The hands start shaking. You need the hand warmers in your little pockets for a second. They're going to need to keep themselves warm in order to secure the victory tonight. And that's going to be something we're going to keep an eye on for sure. And we'll be back with more breakdown and analysis of the game here tonight, here at Slaughter Field. Welcome back to Slaughter Field. I'm once again joined by Jackson, Rowland. And Jackson, we were able to make it out to Athens Academy for practice earlier this week, but you got some VIP access, some one-on-one time with one of their premier players, running back Jamari Welch.
I did. He's a junior and having a breakout junior year right now. We all know junior year is the most important as far as college recruitment. He's making a great case for himself right now, on pace to hit a 1,000-yard marker, and he had plenty to say about that. All right, guys, we're here with Athens Academy running back, the junior Jamari Welch. Jamari having a great season so far.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for dropping on the show, getting a chance to talk with us. We'll go ahead and walk a little bit for our 2-minute drill, a segment we've coined every week here on Sports Source on Friday nights in Athens. But Jamari, going back to the early days, what made you want to get into football when there's so many sports you could have been good at?
My dad played football. He really just coached me up. I just grew up into football.
Yeah.
My grandparents, everybody in my family, my whole generation.
Yeah. Was the dream always to be a running back, or were there other positions you liked starting off?
Nah, it was running back, corner, just same position I play now.
Absolutely. And so looking for the remainder of the season, big game coming up this week, obviously have to win to keep playing. What are your individual goals for this week and the remainder of the season?
Just to get 1,000 yards. I'm at 880 right now, I want to say.
That's right.
I'm trying to get.
Who's counting, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to get 1,000 yards next few games. Yeah, that's my big goal.
Absolutely. So looking ahead, I know it's still a little early your junior year, but what are the aspirations to play in college, and what has that process been like?
It's been pretty good. I mean, I get a few recruits looking at me, text me on Twitter. Not a lot, because I just started.
Of course.
That's about it.
And you recently just got invited to the U.S. Army National Combine, the high school combine in December.
Yes, sir.
What was your reaction to hearing that news?
I was proud. I was happy. I felt proud of myself. I felt like I came a long way. And my junior year really helped me out a lot because it was my standout year. So I really felt proud.
All right, so now we'll end with the last little bit of rapid-fire questions,
Yes,
all
sir.
right? So go offense or defense?
Offense.
All right, favorite teammate on the team?
How
Don't have one? No
Don't
worries.
have it,
All
don't
right,
have it.
favorite meal of the day?
waffles.
All right, favorite song you're listening to right now?
Bring It Out by NBA Youngboy.
All right, some young boy, but that's going to be the end of our 2-minute drill here with running back Jamari Welch. Look for Jamari Welch this Friday. Him and Jeremiah Wingfield causing problems for East Jackson this week. We'll see you then.
Well, Jackson, now we know that Jamari Welch is listening to some young boy in the locker room before kickoff here, and he's certainly going to be one of the key players for the Spartans tonight.
No doubt. Jamari is just one half of that duo we're going to see plenty of in that Spartan backfield. That's really the staple of their offense. Him and Jeremiah Wingfield will be very productive tonight, and we're banking on that. I know Coach Alexander is as well. I disagree with his music choice, I will say, with the young boy, but Waffle House, get this man an NIL deal ASAP. I think he's going to have a big night.
Hey, we're putting in some work, too. I might need some pregame fuel myself. We might need to make a stop before kickoff here. Oh, yeah, sponsor the Crew real quick. And we've got this important game here tonight, but there is other action around the 8 with playoff implications on the line. So we're going to check in with Trevyn Gray, who has some analysis on the other games around the 8. Welcome back to Fridays in Athens here at Slaughterfield. I'm now joined by analyst Trevyn Gray. And Trey, this is an important game for Athens Academy in order to secure a spot in the playoff, but there are some other Region 8 teams that with playoff implications on the line tonight. We'll start with the only undefeated team left in Region 8, and that's the North Oconee Titans.
Yeah, so basically the Titans have Titan walked over everybody this entire year. Now get this, Rafa, 2 straight years, they have not lost a regular season game. They're 22-1 in their last 23 games. Next, they're on a 20-game winning streak in region play. Next, they're on a 17-game winning streak at home. So clearly, they're just dominating everybody at this point, and they have the opportunity to continue that tonight. You can pretty much expect it to be the same people that have been doing it. You have running back Tate Titshaw, you have quarterbacks Harrison Faulkner and Max Wilson, then you have the receiver Landon Rowland. Pretty much expect them to come out and get a big win against Cherokee Bluff. However, at the same time, Cherokee Bluff knows all that, but they know they also have the opportunity to come out and get a statement win and sneak into the playoffs. If they can pull off the upset against North Oconee, and with a little bit of help from from North Hall, they will need to defeat East Forsyth. They can sneak into the playoffs, and if all of that happens, the playoff landscape changes completely.
Nothing tastes better than spoiling someone else's playoff berth, but Coach Arndt has those boys at North Oconee rolling. But let's go to the team right down the street, the only other team right off of Hog Mountain Road, the Oconee County Warriors. They beat Franklin County 42-7 last night. Oof. And secured a playoff spot. But what does that mean for their playoff run moving forward?
So they secured a playoff spot, but they also placed themselves in a position to host a playoff game. They currently sit at number 2 in the region. However, they don't hold their own destiny. That would be Hart County. Hart County travels down to Monroe area tonight, and with the win, they will be the one hosting the game. So I'm pretty sure some Oconee County fans are actually Monroe area fans tonight. They want to be able to host the playoff game down in Watkinsville and bring them into a rowdy environment to be able to go to the next round.
We're done talking about the Watkinsville area. Now let's talk about the 2 teams right in the heart of Classic City. Cedar Shoals not playing tonight, and it seems that they're mathematically eliminated from playoff contention, and it seems that Clark Central, even though they are playing tonight, that they're suffering a similar fate.
Yeah, Clark will be playing Barrow tonight, and in both of those teams, they're pretty much playing for pride at this point. They're both eliminated from the playoffs. Barrow was eliminated after Loganville beat Flowery Branch last week. Clark's been eliminated for a while after losing 4 out of their first 5 region games. So, like I said before, they're pretty much playing for pride. However, don't expect this to be a lightly fought game. This one is going to be a fight. I've talked to a bunch of their players at this point, and it's pretty much a common theme. Yes, we're friends off the field, but Friday night, we want to destroy them.
I, for one, and I know you are too, I'm shocked that Clark Central is not making the playoffs because they proved throughout the season that they're one of the best teams in this region. But one team that we haven't mentioned so far is Athens Christian. They still remain winless at 0-9, but they have the chance to end the regular season with a positive note. They play another 0-9 team in Mount DeSaules Academy tonight.
I know they're like, whew, we got an opportunity to get a win. However, with that said, there's a lot on the line for them in terms of getting a win. Nobody wants to lose all of their games. Of course not. So they have opportunity to get one in the W column. However, for Athens Christian, it's a bit more than that. They'll probably be playing at Prince Avenue in the first round, fellow around the 18. However, we know that Prince Avenue is a hard place to play. So they will need a win to get a little bit of momentum heading into there because it's a tough place to play, and they will rely heavily on their receiver, Bryson Campbell, and we'll see how they perform tonight.
Now let's talk about that team that Athens Christian might be facing next week in the playoffs, and that's the defending state champions, the Prince Avenue Christian Wolverines. They have already secured a playoff spot, are currently #1 in the region with a 2-0 region record, but they're playing Social Circle, who also has a 2-0 region record. Yeah,
this should be a good one. It's the region championship, baby. So now we know that Prince Avenue, they're ranked first in 1A. They've won 15 straight region games. But Social Circle knows all that. We all know all that. But they know they have the opportunity to win their second ever region championship, the first one since 2005. With that said, they're going to come out and fight, and we'll see probably the most highly contested game of the night.
Well, Trey, you've got me amped up for the rest of the night. I wish I could strap on some pads and play, because you got me amped up with all these games. There's certainly a lot of action around Region 8 to keep a close eye on as we wrap up the final week of the regular season here in Georgia high school football. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back with more breakdown and analysis of this game here tonight with Athens Academy versus East Jackson. Welcome back to Fridays in Athens. I'm once again joined by Jackson Rowland and Brooke Evans. We've set the stage. We know why this game is important to win. So how can each team secure victory tonight and come out and secure a spot in the playoffs? We'll start with you, Brooke. How can the visiting team, the East Jackson Eagles, come on the road and win tonight?
Right, I definitely can see it happening here for the Eagles tonight, Rafa. Like I said earlier, this game is going to be a toss-up. These two teams have had pretty comparable seasons, so what I think it's really going to boil down to is, like Coach said, who wants it more? The Eagles may be a young team with 35 underclassmen out of 57 on their roster, but they've got a lot of team chemistry because of this. There's a solid 3 to 4 of the starting sophomores, including their quarterback, a 3-sport beast of an athlete, Drew Richardson. If Richardson can do what he does best here tonight, which is finding his targets quick and evading pressure from the Spartans' defense, I think he'll really set the Eagles up for a great game here tonight, especially if he can find Quay Hill, their running back, who has a total of 820 yards and 11 touchdowns thus far. They're a dangerous duo and on.
That's a dynamic duo indeed, and they've done it all so far this season, but you mentioned their youth. We'll see if they can respond in the big moment and get it done on the road here tonight. And Jackson, Athens Academy has a duo of their own that's pretty dangerous.
No doubt, both of them juniors as well, so underclassmen but very mature, have gotten a lot of playing time since their freshman year. They're both developed. That's the two running backs in Jamari Welch and Jeremiah Wingfield. We've seen plenty of them this season. We've talked about them a lot on this show, and for good reason. They will likely have a chance to combine between the two of them for 2,000 rushing yards at the end of the night. Now, that would require some big games, especially from Wingfield, but very doable. They could put up some big numbers. They're certainly going to be a factor tonight, and they will have to be a staple for Athens Academy to remain consistent for all 4 quarters.
Welch and Wingfield have certainly been a recurring theme here on Fridays in Athens throughout this season so far. But, Brooke, as a whole, how do you think the Eagles collectively can get it done, especially because it's not going to take 2 people. It's going to take 11 guys on the field to
100%.
Get it done tonight.
Yeah, so as a whole, what I really think the Eagles are going to have to do here tonight to get that win is what Coach emphasized all week. Coming out confident in that first quarter, getting on the board early, and having the composure to be resilient when the game is close. It's not going to be an easy game here tonight, so they're going to have to be resilient. And that was the #1 thing that the coach said when we talked to him earlier this week. The Eagles have struggled since the beginning of their region play due to overall tougher competition and poor management at half. So there's been a ton of young, hungry talent on this team, which will be shown here on the field tonight. But they got to keep swinging like a boxer. That's what Coach also said. You know,
back and forth.
Back and forth. It's resilience. And, during practice, it's just been revolved around learning how to get the team to bounce back mentally and physically when the game is close.
And for the Spartans, they handled East Jackson 34-7 in last season's regular season finale. So how can they repeat success on their home turf tonight?
Well, they can certainly do it here, but I think they face a much better team from East Jackson this
100%.
year. A little bit bigger team. They're more developed. They were very young last year. You mentioned 35 underclassmen. Still young now, but they're starting to find their stride. I mean, they're riding high, no pun intended, for the Eagles. But, of course, you mentioned a boxing match. I can really see this game happening in that format tonight, but it takes the passing game to open up. Coach Alexander said earlier this week on Wednesday at practice, they've got to give Hampton Johnson some more protection. They've got to give him a little bit more time. If he has some more time, some more vision, he's got plenty of weapons. He's throwing to Austin McGee, Keon Standifer. He's also got the help from the backfield as well. The run game will help him screw the defense up and open up some things in the air raid. However, the secondary for Athens Academy is going to have to stop that air raid from Drew Richardson as well. You mentioned he finds his targets quickly. If they can give him a second more hesitation, make him work through one more progression, that's enough time for them to get in the backfield and shake things up. but it still may be back and forth offensively. It's going to come down to the defenses tonight, in my opinion.
It certainly sounds like the game is going to be won at the line of scrimmage tonight. We have a lot of skill positions that are the star players, but you mentioned we've watched Athens Academy 4 times this year so far, and we've seen the difference between Hampton Johnson having time to throw and not having time to throw, because they have a lot of weapons on the outside, like you said. But let's put our money where our mouth is. Let's make some predictions. We're going to bring T. Breezy Trevyn Gray back on set.
Come on here, T. Breezy.
To make some predictions. What's up, Trey? Oh, with the comeback route.
That's how you stay warm, man.
That's how you make a comeback right there.
That's right, stays ready, never left.
So
you got to come back with the right comeback route now.
That's right.
So a lot of Region 8 games tonight. We'll start with the North Oconee Titans taking on Cherokee Bluff tonight. What do you think, Trey? We'll start off with you.
Hey, like I said earlier, the Titans have time walked over everybody. I think they're going to do the same thing tonight. I think that we've seen their star players perform on every level of the field throughout the entire season. I think it's going to happen tonight. Give me Titans.
Absolutely. I've said since the beginning of the year, this is one of my favorites to be in the state championship is North Oconee. I used to play in the same region in high school with Cherokee Bluff. The Bears are a good team, historically a good program. I got the better of them a couple times, just want to throw it out there. But I think tonight that they experienced that slogan from North Oconee. They're going to get them some.
Shout out to the White Oak County Warriors real quick.
Oh, definitely. So I got the Titans too, guys, here tonight. I've said it once and I'll say it again. They're undefeated. I don't think anyone or anything is going to stop them now. They're one of my favorites to go to the state playoffs too, so I got the Titans.
You mentioned state championship. That is the only thing on their mind at the Titans locker room right now. State Final Four past 2 years. This team is full of seniors. They're hungry. They're not going to let their foot off the gas. They're going to get it done tonight and take on and beat Cherokee Bluff at home. So now we move on to Clark Central, a team that's already been eliminated from playoff contention, but they play against Winder Barrow, and like you said, Trey, they're playing for pride tonight. Do you think that the Gladiators get it done?
I do think the Gladiators get it done. I think that they're going to win this game at the line of scrimmage. Winder Barrow has not shown the ability. They have a young defensive front. I don't think they can stop that offense. I don't think they can start Clark Central's offense. Clark Central is the best one of the best teams on paper in the around the 8. So with that said, I think they get it done behind Corey Watkins Jr. and with Kendrick Curry.
Beat Oconee County and Cedar Shoals earlier this season.
Yeah, and I'm going to agree with Trey here. I think the Gladiators take it. To me, one of the teams that has underperformed the most this year. A great team. Haven't really got the record they were hoping for, but I think they're the better team in this game, and they'll get it done.
I have to say it too. I agree. I'm going Gladiators tonight. You know, they've had a few shaky games, but they're going to get on tonight. I feel like they got that hunger in them, and I think the Gladiators can take a win.
There are a lot of good running backs in the Athens area. We've got Welch and Wingfield here, but I think the best running back in the region is Corey Watkins Jr. for the Clark Central Gladiators. He's going to get it done over 100 yards and get the victory against Winder Barrow. So now we move on to Prince Avenue Christian against Social Circle in the region championship tonight. Do we think the Prince Avenue Christian Wolverines get the region championship in back-to-back seasons?
Jackson, do you remember the last time they lost the region game?
I cannot.
I didn't think so. Give me Prince Avenue. They've dominated all year. They're the first team in 1A. I think they get it done again tonight and secure the region championship once again.
I'll go ahead and second that as well. Aaron Philo in that offense is so explosive. They've got players on both sides of the ball. Wolverines.
100% Wolverines. Looks like we're all in agreement tonight. We got Aaron Philo out there. You can't say no to him. You can't say no to the Wolverines. Wolverines tonight.
We're all like-minded. I think Prince Avenue makes Social Circle look like the social square tonight. It's not going to be good. Prince Avenue by a mile in this game. And to our last game, kind of the most intriguing matchup out of all of them. We've got 0-9 Athens Christian. We've been waiting for them to get a win all season, but they take on Mount DeSales Academy, who's also 0-9. So, Trey, who gets their first win of the season?
I think this is the one where we're going to start disagreeing here. I'm going to go Mount DeSales.
Okay.
So the thing about Athens Christian, I'm going to ask you the same question I just asked him. When was the last time they scored? They scored a touchdown? September 1st. I remember this one. So they haven't scored in so many weeks. I don't think tonight is the night where they become the explosive offense. They haven't shown the ability to get into the red zone and get scores. I don't think that just magically changes tonight. I think we have a great game, but I will have to go Mount DeSales to get their first win and send Athens Christian 0-10.
So I'll go ahead and disagree with T. Breezy on this one. I feel very strongly about this. If you've been watching the show, I root for the underdogs. Now,
yes,
there's
Jackson.
2 underdogs in this game. However, Athens Christian has the difference maker, the X factor in Bryson Campbell, the receiver. I think he helps the offense get it done. I got an Andrew Hamilton on the Eagles tonight. Give me Athens Christian.
Taking that.
I don't got any money, but I'd put money down on the Eagles as well. Sorry, Trey. I know Tony Pierce personally as the coach. I think he's a really great great motivator. I know they're 0-9. I don't think they're going to go 0-10. I think tonight they have a little glimmer of hope here. They got a freshman quarterback. He's got to get something going. He's got to get something under his belt to go into his sophomore season. You cannot go 0 forever, and I think he's going to get his first win of the night, and we'll see him back as a sophomore next season.
Every week we do the show and we're like, did Athens Christian win this week? Did Athens Christian win? We haven't had a chance to go out there, but this is the week that Athens Christian secures a victory and finishes the season on a positive note. So now to the game of the week here at Athens Academy. Athens Academy Spartans take on East Jackson. Both teams fighting for a playoff spot. Spartans or Eagles?
I think I'm going to have to go Spartans here. I believe that this is one of those games where they remind people in 3A who they really are. They've been on the fringe of being a ranked team all year. They've been in and out. I think they're out this week. They're the number 11 seed. I think they jumped back in with a big win and secured themselves a strong spot in the playoffs.
All right, let me go Spartans. 42-28. Offense finds a passing game tonight. Gets it done.
Well, I'm going to break this trend here. I'm going with the East Jackson Eagles. They got their young and hungry team. You know, they want that win. They really do. And the coaches compared their quarterback, Richardson, to young Johnny Manziel. So, I mean, you can't say no to Johnny Manziel. And they got that winning streak after 14 years, the longest winning streak. So they got a good crowd to follow them tonight. And a good crowd follows a good team. You can't say no to that. So I think they're going to have a lot of people to play for tonight, and it's going to give them a lot of motivation.
And Johnny Manziel, we might see the Heisman pros from Richardson tonight in the end zone. We'll see. But if I know anything about both of these teams, is that they put up points. Both of these teams over 30 points per game so far this season. And it seems like this game is going to be decided by one score. And I can already see it. I can already envision it. Tied at 42 with less than a minute to go. And Hampton Johnson and the Athens Academy Spartans lead a game-winning touchdown drive to win the game, and the Spartans secure a spot in the playoffs next week.
You're down in
49-42.
Telling you, John.
And Athens Academy gets in the playoffs. I had a lot of fun here tonight, guys.
Of course.
Thank you all for tuning in to Fridays in Athens. We'll be right back at halftime in a little bit. If you want to watch the live broadcast tonight, tune into the NFHS network. We'll see you at halftime.